Okay, guys, so, right, who are we on now? We've done Fantasia, Deva, Masked Emerald, and Binary. We have, well, we're in the middle of doing White, then we'll do Glacian and Zexian Storm. And Nephil and Legmog, I'm still waiting for those. And then we've got Oracle. So if we can get those guys done now and put in the stream avatars, then we can actually begin the character sheets, because the character sheets part is the fun bit. Okay, so we've got White's here. He's already done. So who is next? Glacian and Zexes. So Glacian first. This is our dragon tamer. He's like a summoner, but exclusively to dragons. I like the red name. I love the name. Imagine if someone called their cat Rose Rainblood. I'd be honoured. Be a bit of a violent cat though. When it scratches, it rains blood. Hi, Lolly Boy, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Monday. I think this guy is our first blue-haired character, which is cool. We have a blue cat already, Azrael. So he's not really our first blue one. Okay, so we'll save him. YouTube had a lot of great help. I eventually picked up the best way to map my mountain, or at least attempt it. Oh, awesome. That's good. Sometimes you gotta just practice. I remember when I first started mapping Everbloom Forest, I was clueless. But it actually worked out better than I thought. And it's not as like perfect as ever. So I am going to attempt to give it a bit of a tidy up. So I've put in the Trello page to tidy up Lakefall and Everbloom Forest just a little. Once we've finished the story stuff, and but it's not going to have a complete overhaul or anything. It'll just be the little level design bits that aren't working, because there's a couple of bits where when you transfer onto the next map it's a little bit weird, so I'm going to just improve them. Okay, so he's done. I bet you guys are curious at what all these characters are going to be like, because you're only seeing what they look like right now, but they've got a story and they have a personality, so that's why I'm excited to do the character sheets. And in the character sheets, they're just a starting point, because you know they'll have way more to them once they come in the game. I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to really add more to their character. And yes, sometimes the person who made them will want control, and I totally say, yeah, if you want to write a Google Doc to tell us your character's backstory, then yeah, do that. But things like the character's fate and how things go, you know, that'll be up to the community and the polls, what the polls say, because there'll always be opportunity to to put up some polls, especially when it comes to story decisions. We have a fairy boy here. First fairy boy in the game. I'm hoping we'll get a dwarf eventually because we're lacking on the dwarves. Who knows? Okay, I think that's all fine. Did I merge? Yeah, I merged in with Glycine accidentally. There we go. A Final Fantasy XI song. Yeah, that's the one I didn't actually play. I feel like a hypocrite because I'm playing Final Fantasy XI songs. I never played it, but they're part of the playlist of the 9-hour playlist I'm playing, and they are very good tracks. For sure, even though I've not played it. Oh, by the way, did you get to wish upon a lot of stars in AC the other night? I did. I'm still really confused what that is, what it even means, because I'm a massive noob to that game, but it was fun. I was just doing it because, you know, that's what the cool kids do. Okay, so he's saved now. Okay, so who is next? So we've done White Glacian, Zexy, Storm now. And then it's just Oracle actually, because we're still waiting for Legmog and Neffel. Back in 2003, those were the days. I feel like my 20s went by way too fast as well. Okay, so this one. Also, I should probably show Photoshop instead of Trello. How come this guy's got a tail? Because I didn't do Storm. Storm actually did it himself because he actually owns RPG Maker MV, so he says he'd do it, and I was like, oh, cool, because, you know, people know what they want for their character. I'm gonna have to check his character sheet. Because I'm wondering if it was an accident, because he's not a beast, as far as I'm aware. So I'm wondering about the tail. I need to check his lore and backstory, because he might have some element of that in him. So that's what I need to check. Okay, so it seems like there is some beast there. There's this lore that I'm noticing coming from the game, not just from one person, but a couple of people's characters. So I'll be interested in exploring that and making it all work together. Like sub races and that from the Canine race in particular. So we'll see. You're still young, my good Emperor. I'm old. Gonna be 36 in September. Yeah, we have a lot of older people come to this stream, so that is not an age at all, honestly. Like, we don't get many young people here. Most people seem to be in their late 20s or above. I mean, that doesn't mean we don't get any young people. I am aware that there might be a couple, but it's not many. Aggro Fire Truck, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. We had the most fun. Yeah, I think as well, a big reason for it might be because what I do, it's nostalgic to people in their late 20s and 30s. And old, you know, like the not young people. It's like the whole 2D retro RPG style game. Younger people don't connect to that as much as people who were not 80s and 90s kids. I hope you're doing good, Fire Truck. Angry Moose, yeah, 90s born babies are into SNES RPGs, yeah, for sure. You know, I don't know if the young kids connect as much. Some might if they're cool, but the ones that aren't as cool probably don't. I'm sorry for saying you're not cool, but yeah, you're not. I'm the worst human. My true colours are coming out now. I'm judgmental, and I'm yeah, the worst. I'm an 80s baby, thank you. I was a kid teen in the 90s. Yeah, I was a kid in the 90s myself. A very young kid. Very young one. And I'm a 70s baby. Nothing wrong with being a 70s baby. In fact, that makes you even cooler, Moon, because you're a Gen X, I assume, Moon? Is it Gen X? It's Boomer, Gen X, Millennial, Gen Z. That's it, isn't it? And a Gen X person who plays video games, that is really most admirable. Because, you know, I mean, not saying that none of them do, but it seems to be millennials and older that seem to be, yeah. Where Gen Y? Is there a Gen Y? I mean, I'm no pro on this Gen thing, so I might have got it all wrong. I have no idea. I'm Gen Derp, probably. Okay, so yeah, that's all cool. I just wanted to double check this guy was meant to have a tail, and he is meant to. He's kind of part of this beast lore. So it's going to be interesting to get all this down on the character sheets and just take a look at them all and be like, okay, and think about her place in the story. And at times, I mean, sometimes bits might have to be edited to be made work, because if we ever get a clash of like conflicting lore, sometimes some things might have to be altered. I know that Chub Cheeks' character sheet needs to be edited. Pardon me. Wow. Burping. Yeah, Chub Cheeks needs to be edited just a touch as well. All these are awesome, bros. I like the sprites that are going to be in this game. Yeah, they're cool, aren't they? They're such a diverse like range of characters and personalities too, and it's going to be fun. Like, I find it fun just being given all these different characters and like being able to like build a story around them. I find that a challenge and exciting. So I'll be excited to see where it goes. Neffel, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Also, Neffel, I'm in the middle of designing your character. So yours is one that's, well, where's my sheet? It's all here. You're one of the only ones I haven't messaged yet, Neffel, because I'm still in the process of doing the sprite and face. Well, the sprite's done. It's just the face. So yours is a special one. Yours is unique and really awesome. And I want to spend time making it good because I think it's worthy of it. And yes, I'm taking a bit of an extra step with Neffels just because it's unique. So it is taking a bit longer. But as soon as it's done, I'll expect a DM from me and I'll just be asking you if that's all right. And then I can put yours into the stream avatars and as well. Nice, thank you. I'm excited. Yay, Chub Cheeks, what a name. It's a good name, isn't it? He loves those hamsters. Okay, so it's funny because we're seeing him on top of the fairy boy. Hang on. But yeah, people have been starting to create sub races, like because there's only 8 races in Raindrop Chronicles. If you've looked at the character forms, you'll have seen that there's just 8 races. But I kind of broke the rule a bit when I made a vampire. It's because I made a human vampire, so that introduced the possibility of having a vampire sub race like within the other races. And I don't think there's any limit to what could be a vampire, honestly. You could have reptile vampires, canine vampires, the lot if we wish. Because that would be pretty cool. We don't know the lore that surrounds vampirism that much at all yet, but it's there to be developed and built upon when the time's right. And same for other things, like 2 characters are kind of a halfway version of a human and a canine. So there's sub-races coming a bit there. And Oracle's character's like a half elf, a halfway point between a human and an elf. So it's cool. It's a very complex world we're getting built here, folks. You should check out RPG Maker Web, but they are doing a lot of discounts on their music graphic packs. Awesome. Yeah, as for music, like I have found 2 I'm using now and I'm pretty happy with that because the tracks fit quite well. But yeah, the graphics thing is something that of course I'll always be looking out for. It's kind of hard to like because I'm so like focused on the Erebloom Forest. I'm kind of all I'm thinking about is forest themed stuff at the moment, but there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be a big world, so we'll need all the assets we can get. But I try not to get too off track because that's when I get overwhelmed, when I start thinking of too much at once, too many different things. And of course it doesn't hurt to dabble and have a little think about things, but I do like to stay on track as well. Okay, so that's cool. It's cool that there's discounts. I check RPG Maker Web sometimes. I think, is that the place where that I might be signed up on there actually, on the forums. Can't remember if it's that one or another one, but it's one of them. How are you feeling today? Not bad, Neffel. I had like a migraine when I woke up, but it's gone now. So that's good, because I wouldn't have wanted that. Nobody wants a migraine. Storm Eagle's character, so... There we go, his is done. We're coming towards the end now. We have a lot to get through here. So Storm Binaries is already done. We're not going to put in Legmog yet because I'm waiting for Legmog to say he's cool with the character. So it's just Oracle now. And then all we'll have after that to put in is Neffel and Legmog. I have to finish Neffels. But everybody else is... Well, we have to get them put in the stream avatars as well. So let's get Oracles. Hi Argo and hi Luna Cat, you are the most beautiful voice and accent I could listen to you all day. That's so sweet, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Us Midlands folk, we're considered the commoners of Britain, you know, so to hear such nice words that our accents are actually nice is very nice because we're not used to it. Us Midlanders. We get bullied. We get bullied. But in all honesty, like 99.9% of people that come in this stream have only ever said good things about my accent. It's mainly real life that's been the issue rather than stream. Are you going to have an airship? If so, will you replace the default Zeppelin? Probably. It's so difficult to think that far ahead, Kia, because it's just so... This is an epic RPG and anything's possible. Like, I don't like to say no to anything, like, because there's a chance it could happen, but it's just so big. Like, this is like a 5-10 year long project here, so... You know, it's too far beyond my thoughts at the moment to think that far ahead. And because, like I said, I like to stay focused on what we do, I try not to think about everything because my head would explode. It would, I'll tell you that. So, but yeah, I'm not going to say no to that because you never know. Maybe we will have an airship. But yeah, that's very much a late game mechanic. If so, like travelling around the world, I'd say we would have had to have revealed a lot of the world map and been in a lot of places already. And that won't be anywhere in the next few years, guys, I'll be honest. So... I have a friend from a place called Dudley near Wolverhampton. Now that's an interesting Midlands accent. Oh, really, Binary? Yeah, I've heard of Dudley. Yeah, I've heard of a lot of Midlands places. How long have you been working on this project? It seems like a nice project. Funnily enough, it's been about a year since I decided to start streaming Raindrop Chronicles. So yeah, it was about April last year when I started having my very early streams. As you can see, we're on stream 134 now today. So it's been quite a few streams, but that's the tip of the iceberg, guys. Like, you'd be surprised, guys. I'll just like be honest now, how many people think this is nearly at the end. Like, so I've had people come in say, okay, so when's this finished? And it's like, is it 2030 yet? No, it's not. It's not going to be finished. This is like my Twitch career, so let's hope it's not, because then I'm retired. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing, guys, and I hope to be doing this until I'm an old lady. Yep, I like making games that much. But yeah, it's been about a year, so that's the answer. Argo, thank you for the 500 bits. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Let's have some hype in chat, guys. Let's do that hype. That's very, very generous of you to do. Thank you very much. I'm sure the final game will be a masterpiece, yeah. And honestly, that is why it's episodic, because if it wasn't episodic, you guys would be waiting for years and years and years for a game, and you'd get fed up waiting that long, wouldn't you? You would. So it just fits the nature of the project to be episodic, because then I'm like, okay, episode 1, 2020 or 2021, we're gonna likely see something there for episode 1, but the game as a whole from beginning to end, you'd be waiting the second half of the decade, guys. So it's something like I have a vision. Like, I think sometimes it's important to have a vision aware of what I want it to look like I sort of imagine how it would look at the end, and I've thought in my head, this is not something that's going to be over in a couple of years. It's too big for that, with the scope of the world, with all the characters we've got. This is an ongoing, very long term thing, and we've only revealed one region so far, the Everbloom Forest, and we're still going to be spending the next 6 months or so, well, all of episode 1 very much likely in the Everbloom Forest. So, you know, that says it all. If it's a year per region, that kind of tells you how long this thing's going to be. You can just upgrade the game as long as you want and you have fun. Yeah, it's about having fun. I mean, you say that, like, I mean, this, I do have, like, I would love this to be a career for me. And some people say, well, you know, if it's your job, you can't always have fun, which is true as well. But, you know, it's still important to have fun. And, you know, because as soon as you're not having fun, that's when... And once you do think you're near the end, the nice hole, the last 10% takes 90% of the time, kicks in, yes, for sure. And it's just... looking at what we've done so far, I mean, it's been a year. We haven't done a lot, like, it's not a lot, which is to be expected because it's the beginning's slow, because you're finding your feet and you're, like, figuring out the project and that, and especially because I've only really been doing it consistently for 6 months. It's been a year, but the first 6 months were very spread out. The streams were, like, at one point I was only streaming once a month in the first 6 months of this project, but it's since September last year that I've been doing it consistently, and I feel like we've had a lot of ideas and created some really cool characters in that time, for sure. But yeah, guys, it's a long-term thing, and I just need to make people know that, because your character that you've made, and those of you that have made one, they might not be in the game for a long time. They're not going to be in there next week or next month, so, but they're there and ready to come in whenever, you know, at some point, whenever the opportunity is good for them. I mean, whatever you choose, either upgrade this game for a really long time, or maybe doing something, no matter what you do, you will always be amazing. Yeah. And I know that my life, I want to always be making something, so I don't get daunted by it, because if I wasn't making this or doing this, I'd be bored. So I have to do it, you know, and so the longer it lasts, the better. The only, like, obstacle for me would obviously be if I had a full-time job while doing this, because as soon as I do, less time can go into that. That's just a fact, that less time will be able to be put into the project. Of course, I wouldn't be giving up on it. It just would be a slower process is all. So for that reason, if that happens, which likely, things will go even slower, and there'll be less streams each week as well. But it doesn't mean it's over. I mean, look at games like, there's games out there that take years for the next part to come out, and so be it if that happens with Raindrop Chronicles. But yes, I just don't want to be rushing this, because I'm all about the quality, in all honesty. And I'd rather, like, if someone said to me, would you rather Raindrop Chronicles be done and dusted in 2 years' time, but be rushed and buggy and not good writing, or take a decade but be something you're proud of, I'd take the second option every time, guys. So that's kind of where I'm at, just so you know. Well, you just need to go large on Twitch so you can do it full time. Problems are exactly, Bonner, and that, not gonna lie, that's the dream. I think if any streamer, content creator admitted it themselves, everyone wants it. I don't think I've met a streamer that's okay with saying, oh, this is just, I do it for, you know, I don't have any intentions of ever having this as my career. It's just, well, I mean, some might, but most people that I know do have it as a dream. It's an aspiration, a goal for them to have it as their job. So it is mine too, of course, because who wouldn't want to? If you're a creative person and doing something you dream of, and you have loads of fun doing it, you're gonna want to do it, aren't you, forever? I mean, that's what I'd love that. If someone said to me, yeah, you're gonna be working on this as your full-time thing for the next decade, I'd be like, oh my goodness me, yes please. But like I say, the obstacle would be the thing that would make it hard for me is that other job. If I have that other job, which, life is life, you need money, you need to pay the bills, that might have to happen. If I'm finding Twitch isn't, you know, enough for me, I'm gonna have to do that. But of course, guys, I just want you to know that if that ever happens, it's not gonna be thrown under the bus, this project. It's not gonna be, I'm not gonna be making an announcement saying, guys, this is over now because I've got a job, so bye. I'm not gonna do that. Like I say, at worst case scenario, it would be okay, streams are just once or 2 times a week for the foreseeable future. Like, that's what it would be, you know, if I ever had other commitments. Quality over quantity, exactly, Argo. I'm just all about that. There are a few game devs on Twitch who get a bit of extra funds using Twitch to help fund development. Yeah, and that's awesome. And I honestly think you need multiple income revenue streams because it's not consistent, is it? You can't always rely on I keep feeling like I've got to do a big burp, guys. I'm so sorry. But yes, so for sure, like, Twitch is just one of many potential revenue incomes. You can always add new episodes to this game. Your streams are amazing. I hope you will stream often, miss. Yeah, like, this is, if Twitch is still a platform in the next year, I hope to still be on here. Well, I will be if it still exists. If it didn't, then we'd just find another platform to stream Raindrop Chronicles on. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people in this world that everything's super fast paced. It's like, gotta do this now, gotta finish this quick, and there's all this pressure they're putting on themselves to get something done fast and quick. And that's why I'm saying, if it takes me, if Raindrop Chronicles is still around in 2030, I'd be happy. I wouldn't be sad. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I don't want it to be over in the next 2 years. And it's just not good. It would only be over in the next 2 years if it was going to be a really short RPG, like a super short one. And you know, I don't have plans for it to be short. I've got a lot of, like, I imagine a lot with this. I imagine a big world. So this is going to be ongoing. Do you know what classes will wield what weapons yet, or is that still too far out, or will classes not have specific reasons? Sorry, I'm completely reading that wrong. Not have specific weapons. We kind of do have an idea, Argo. In our game, the playable characters, each playable character has an exclusive class to them. So we have, you know, your vampire, your hunter, your warrior. What else do we have so far? We have a herbalist, we have a gunner, we have summoner, And there's a list of ones that have already been taken by community members, and there's a list of ones that haven't been taken yet. But they're all exclusive. Like, once someone's taken a class, that's it. Nobody else can ever have that, because that's theirs. And each of those classes do have their own weapon. That's kind of the plan. Our warrior has an axe. Our hunter has a bow. Rose, the vampire, she has teeth because she's a vampire. There's a few of us, like, we got a herbalist, and there's been discussion of the type. Some sort of gardening tool, I imagine, would be their weapon. And we've got a diplomat as well, so maybe like a book or something for somebody like that. You can always get creative, like, even if it's a unique class, you can get creative with the weapons, I'm sure. So yeah, we have ideas, and because this is such a big epic scope, we don't I try not to, and if chat, I try to say, well, we're not focusing on that bit in particular right now, because this is we're focusing on what we're doing right now. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt to think and just have quick thoughts and quick discussions about things as well, because that's what keeps you excited about it as well, as long as you're not getting overwhelmed and for sure. But yeah, it's taking it a step at a time, and honestly, episodic format has gone a long way for me, because it allows me to think of episode 1 rather than the game as a whole, and that in itself just makes it seems like breaks it up into smaller segments, and it's a lot more less pressure, that's for sure. And episode 1 will probably just take place in the region we've made so far, which is Lakefall and the Everbloom Forest, and there's a main quest there. And we're currently on main quest 2, but this month we'll be finishing main quest 2 and moving on to main quest 3. And lots of side quests will open up as well. When I think about how many main quests are going to be in each episode, and episode 1 in particular, I've thought of between 4 and 6 main quests, because they're quite heavy, they're quite beefy, our main quests are. They're not ones that are over quite quick. And I keep wanting to do that burp again. And yeah, so we're about to finish main quest 2. And we've been doing this consistently for 6 months. So that's 3 months per quest, per main quest. And we're mid-year now. If we want an end of 2020 release or an early 2021 release, then by say the end of this year, 2020, we'll have done 4 main quests if we're on at the speed that we are now. And I totally would be okay with 4 main quests in episode 1, considering how I think they're good quality. So yes, but we do have side quests too, so they'll take time as well to make. So, but I'm one of these people, I'm not gonna cry if the deadline gets extended by 6 months, or even or even longer than that, because I'm all about the quality. And if I've got the vision of what I imagine, and I want to meet that vision more than anything, rather than rush a project out and it just be half-hearted and not what I expected. That's really cool. So the bow class is already taken. Yes, we have a hunter. The hunter is actually the custom hero, guys, which is who you make at the start. So right at the start of the game, when you click new game, you have your screen and you make your character. You pick your clothes, you pick your hair, you don't pick your clothes, because that's all dependent upon the class you pick. But you only get the choice between warrior and hunter, because there were so many assets I had to make that any more classes would have to have been another couple of hundred of assets. So just the 2 classes in themselves felt like it kind of good enough. And that way, you know, we're not taking up too many of the classes that the community can have either, because I like leaving as many open as possible for people. I mean, if you've looked at the character forms on the website, you'll see the playable character, what all those classes are. But I'm going to just say, guys, those forms will be going off the website in the future, because we've had people fill them in and then they haven't even got the required amount. So I'm going to have a hidden link for people that have actually earned the 500 raindrops, but it might be going up, the requirement, in the future, guys, just for the sake of the health of the community and the game and the stream. You know, we don't want to be overrun with characters, and I think that way it will keep the characters we have got, we can keep them good quality and give them solid character arcs, because as soon as you have too many characters, it kind of, you know, you're not going to be able to put that quality in each character as much. But it might be disheartening for new people to the stream if it costs more raindrops to get a character, but in all honesty, I feel like those that stick around are the ones that deserve the characters, because that's the point, isn't it? It's a community game. So, oh my goodness, thank you, Argo, for that sub. I didn't see the notification. Did it come up? Because it did. I never saw it at all. That's very awesome of you. Thank you so much for the sub and the bitties today. You are super kind. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's have some piping chat. If anyone's here, then feel free to give the hype. I've been on a ramble. I've been on a good old ramble about things, but I think it's very important sometimes to just get your thoughts out and all your plans out, you know. And I'm always very open to answering questions as well. But yes, when it comes to classes, and I'll just say as well, for anyone that does meet the requirement and fancies making a playable character, you do have the opportunity to suggest classes that aren't on the list to me. Like if there's ever anything that you think, oh, that could be a good class in the game, and it's not on the list, then yeah, like I had a few people suggest some to me, and I took those ones. And as for weapons, you can get creative. There's always an opportunity for sub-weapons and weapons that are similar. So you never know. There could be something that could work and be to your liking. Enjoy the stream. It's super chill. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the hype as well, Neffel. So where were we, guys, with... we'd done Storm Eagle. Did we save Storm Eagle's sprite? Yes, we did. So he can be crossed off now. We were doing oracles now. So this is our last one. I think we're going to put in for now. So basically what I'm doing, just to give you a heads up for anyone who's just coming in, we have been I've been doing the new batch of community characters. If you want to check out the Trello page, you'll see exactly what that is. There's a big list. Community characters are basically any NPCs or playable characters in the game that were created by a community member. So the forms on the website are basically that. The people who have filled in those forms are the community characters. And there will be characters in the game, plenty, that are created by me and the community in general, that aren't community characters, like Carol the Barrel, Carol and her companions, Fiona Bookington and Nigel Bookington, all the NPCs of Lakefall that are there at the moment. And who else is there? The fruits as well, the fruit bosses. So there's plenty of like normal NPCs in the game that weren't created by the community, but I love to allow the community the opportunity to insert their own character into the game, especially those, well, really only those that have spent a lot of time here, because I just think that's a really nice thing to do, to make them feel rewarded for the time they spent in the stream. So yes. Okay, so let's get oracles. Sprite up here he is. He's got like glowing purple eyes. So yeah, we've been doing the community characters. There's been a whole new batch. There's 11 new ones to add to the website. I think some of them have been sitting there since October, November last year. So I have left them quite a while. Because I've been prioritising other things. But the time came where I was like, we got to get these done. We need to get these cool characters in the game. So that's what we've done last week and what we're doing this week. And these sprite sheets that we're doing at the moment are actually so we can get you guys walking across the screen on the stream avatars. Because it's really awesome to see you guys, your characters on the stream. But as soon as we've done that, which we are close to doing now, we're gonna start the character sheets. So that's the fun bit. And if you've been on the website or the Twitter, you'll have seen the character sheets. Because they're on there. They're also in the Discord as well. So like, I love how like none of the characters are the same though. I mean, some have similarities, but they're all just so different, which I love. Yay! Yay for raindrops. And yeah, guys, like sometimes, especially when you're very new to the stream, it can seem a bit daunting to have to grind so many raindrops, but they do rack up quite fast if you're here a lot. And like I try and say a lot as well, it's not like this project's over in a year or 2 years like we was just talking about. This is a very long ongoing thing, so there's not a rush to get your raindrops fast, you know. I mean, the only reason someone might want to rush is because they want to quickly get a playable character that someone doesn't steal the class of. Do you know what I mean? I can get that then, but for anything else, there's no rush, because your character will get, your character sheet will be there, it'll be on the website, it'll be on the Discord, and when the time comes, they'll get introduced to the game. It might be in the next 6 months, it might be in the next 2 or 3 years. It all depends on when there's a good fit for them in the game, doesn't it, guys? More than halfway there, yay! So yeah, guys, it's still at 500 raindrops for now. So if you're close to the 500 raindrops, you know, you'll probably be able to make a character soon. But I think I have been contemplating by the summer, maybe raise it a little bit, but you've still got time, guys. I'm not going to do it quite yet, so you've got time if you want to get in. If you want to be one of the lucky ones that get in on the 500 raindrops. You never know in the future. Just imagine if it takes 10,000 raindrops to be a character in the game. Imagine that. And it might have to be that one day if, like, there's literally very little space. Like, we've got loads of characters already. But, you know, I kind of don't want it to get to that point. So I think it's probably better to raise it sooner rather than keep it too low and then have too many people come in. And then, because honestly, if it was 0 raindrops, I'm not gonna lie, guys, there would be about 200 characters in the game already if it was at 0 raindrops. We'll be able to keep up, because since the website launch, there has been about 50 people filling a character form. Can you believe that? And a lot of them don't even have a Twitch account. They've put in under the Twitch name don't have one. And I honestly think, how did they even find the website? Like, because I do have my VODs on YouTube, so maybe some found me from there, but I don't really like put myself out that much outside of Twitch, so I'm simply curious. But there are some people that filled it in with a Twitch name, but they don't have the 500 raindrops. Hi Fossil, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I'm sure that Rose will give ample notice before. Oh yes, I will. I'll be like telling you on stream. That's why I'm saying now. You know, if it's going to be raised, it'll be like by the summer, so you guys here are getting notice now that it's going to happen. But I honestly think you'll understand. Anyone who understands project organisation and that will get the reason why I'm doing this, because we'll just end up with way too many characters if we keep the raindrop requirement live forever, you know what I mean? I mean, somebody, a community member, left our community about a week ago. They were pretty close to the 500 raindrops, and there was a bit of a dispute in chat, and I don't think they're going to come back now after that. And they were like very close to the 500 raindrops, and it could have been quite awkward to have a character in the game that they'd done, and then they've left the community. And so, you know, I kind of want to avoid that if I can help it. I've decided I'd rather the people that do have characters in the game are the people who have been here and really loyal to the stream, and they deserve the characters most of all. And in all honesty, the characters we've all done, you guys have been fantastic community members, and I'd never chuck any of you out, don't you worry. Nobody's going to get chucked out. Say if somebody ever got banned and they had a community character, I probably wouldn't remove them from the game if we'd already written them into the game, because it would just confuse everything and mess up the story. We just have them in. We just have them in. Yeah, weird situation. Yeah, I do think of these things because you never know. Someone might get banned who has a character, and I thought, what would we do if that did happen? It's like, it's an interesting thing. But yeah, so just eliminate them with the DLC. Yeah, I think like you can just see as it's not really them, you know, like you can have a character, and yeah, it was, that character was written and inspired by someone that got banned. But, you know, it doesn't mean that character has to be removed just because it was written and inspired by someone that got banned. You can still appreciate that character, you know. If they're already in the game and they've been an asset to the story, then I think you have to see beyond that, you know. So that's how I am trying to see it. But we're not in that situation, you know. We've been lucky. We were close, like I said. Someone left the community and they were very close to the 500 raindrops, and they made it clear they were very keen on filling in a character sheet. So yes, but yes, their character wouldn't have been removed if we would have still honoured them, because they were sounding like they were going to be a pretty cool character. Remember the version of them prior to them turning into a spoon? Yeah, you know, it's true, binary. A clean-up plotline that kills off all the bad people. That's funny. But this is why, you know, we're a community, and we're going to put polls for story decisions, like things like killing off and all that sort of thing, big plot lines. I will certainly be putting up a poll for things like that, and you guys will have full control of those outcomes, and it's exciting to see what so some of them will end up, I'm sure. Don't have one is a Twitch username with 500 raindrops. Imagine that twist. Yes, so Jimmy's checked his raindrops. Yeah, it's got 0 at the moment, but once you've been in stream for 10 minutes, you will get 1 raindrop. So you'll slowly rack them up. And hi Andy Cake, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Okay, so did I save Oracle? Yes, I did. So I think they're all done, guys. Let's just move them all over. I've done a few at a time, so... White, what's sexy, Glacian. Who else was there? Oracle. Right, I'm gonna have to check my Trello page again to remind myself who we've done. So, White, what, Glacian, Zexy, oh, Storm and Oracle. So that's 5. So I'm gonna shut down stream avatars just temporarily, guys. Don't miss your characters too much. Okay, so here we go again. So we'll just get them in. Okay, I think that is all of them. It was 5 new ones. So just gotta add them to the list. Okay, so that is everyone, I think, of the ones that we needed to do. So we won't be able to actually have them in the stream now until they come in chat. So whenever someone does, then we can. So connect. Let's get everyone back up. Yay! All these new characters. So guys, I'll just let you know as well, the next website update is gonna hopefully be in May, all going well, which means that will be when your characters will get put up on the website with all the others on the characters section. So I'm kind of wanting to do it alongside the next release of the story so far video. So May. So this month is the plan. Because once we finish these particular tasks here, the dialogue and scenes for main quest 2, as well as the battle mechanics stuff, because that is going to be the first boss and that's all in with that quest. Once that is all done, that will be the opportunity for me to record and narrate the next story so far video. Hooray, I'm excited to release that one. The first one was fun. So don't fill out character sheet until you have 500 Raindrop, right? That's correct, yes. So yes, when the time comes, and like I say, you're fine for a while. Like, it's not going to get raised yet. So it's just a plan for the future to raise it, just so we don't get overwhelmed with too many characters. Roger that, yay. But yeah, I've put the disclaimer up on the website so people are prepared for that possibility. And it's not the end of the world if it gets raised. You just have to wait a bit longer is all. But anyway, let's get the ticks next to the ones we've done. So we put in white ones, glacians, X's, storms, oracles. Okay, so the only ones that aren't in now are Legmog and Neffel. And Legmog, because I'm still waiting for Legmog. Legmog's replied to the DM, and Neffel because I'm still designing Neffel's pig mask. So once that's ready, they'll be going in too. So in the meantime, I think we need to start the character sheets. So we're going to do them in order. Fantasia Deva and Master Emerald are our first ones on the list, and then for the next streams of the week we'll do the others. Thank you, Tutor and World of Jimmy, for those follows, by the way. I appreciate that, guys. Yay, Jimmy, you got a raindrop. See, it can seem like it takes forever to get the raindrops, but they do rack up, you know, they do rack up. We had one person who literally lurked in the stream and all the time, and they ended up getting 500 quite fast. But I will say now, just so no one gets any funny ideas, that I know when you're on a secret bot. So some people did try to cheat the system by putting their Twitch name onto a bot to get raindrops, like when they're not even in the channel, but they'd still be getting the raindrops. It would, like, they'd be in my viewer list but not actually in the stream, and that was because they've set themselves up a bot to be in my stream lurking but aren't actually in my stream. So that is cheating the system, and I am aware of who's done that, so they won't be counted with the rain. Like, if they filled enough character form, they wouldn't be counted. So because this has to be done properly. People have worked hard to earn those raindrops, you know. They've been genuine. People have been genuine, involved in stream and chat. So I'm not going to accept people cheating and putting themselves up on a bot, you know, because that isn't fair on the people that have done it properly and been genuine and lurked. Antical, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good Monday, guys. Thanks for being here. Okay, so shall we get started on this, because I think we've been doing this long enough, guys. So Graphics Girl is the program I use for character sheets, so I'm going to get that up now. And I recently changed the colour scheme of all the character sheets to the same colour, to the same blue, just for consistency with the Raindrop Chronicles branding colours, I guess, and also just because it's easier for me to not, like, give each character their own colour. So let me just refresh myself on how this goes, because it's been a few months since I've worked on a character sheet, but we had the gal file and it's all layered up. So things are a little bit different with the character sheet at the bottom now. I have whether they're a major NPC, a playable character, or a minor NPC. And I used to have the credits of the artists, but I no longer put that there because it's a number of different artists. You know, the list has got longer and longer. So for that reason, I'll be crediting them on a separate section. I'm going to credit them on the website and also credit them on the game's credits when the episodes are released, rather than on the character sheet. My ponytail. Okay, so I'm trying to think, because let me think of how I'm going to do this, because I kind of half edit it in Photoshop afterwards, you see. So let me just get rid of this banner. Okay, so I'm just going to delete the banner bit that was there, and the reason for that is because when I edit it in Photoshop later, there's already a banner on that image, so that couldn't go there. Because some of it has to be done in Photoshop because it's there's like a sort of drop shadow effect that can't be done in graphic scale behind that frame, and also because it's full colour, and this is actually I think 8-bit or 8-bit colour or something on graphic scale, the actual mode. But yes, so we can use Azrael's as the template, but maybe not, because some people have a longer description, so we might need to use a few templates. Okay. Okay, so let's look at Fantasia's first. So I'm going to open Fantasia's form. And now these are on our old Google Doc forms, Google Forms, because we used to have the forms on Google. But since doing the website, it's different. It gets the form gets emailed to me. And I prefer it that way. So all future character forms will be sent to my email directly rather than on Google Forms. Okay, so Fantasia's character, Facia Moonstar. I hope I said her first name right. Right. World is destroyed. Okay, so she has a bit of a description. Might be slightly longer than Azrael's though. So sometimes just altering the sizing of the template is the time consuming bit, but in all honesty, all it is other than that is replacing the font with the new one. I have thought about redoing the character sheet in Photoshop for quickness, because the layering in graphic scale is a lot. It kind of is harder to edit, but let's just say I want to kind of experiment actually. Give me 10 minutes or so to have a mess around with this, because I kind of want to make the process as easy as possible on myself when it comes to making character sheets, and reduce the time it takes. So let me have a little look into things. So what is the size of this canvas? Right, we're going to pick someone to use as a template. I think I'd rather pick someone who's got a lot of text. Yeah, let's use Rose as a template. Rose Rainblood, my character. She's got quite a bit of text in the description. Thank you, Dr. Mizu, for the follow. Welcome to the stream, guys. Good to have you all here on this lovely Monday. Welcome. Okay, guys, so I'm going to just hide graphics girl and put Photoshop up instead. So I'm going to attempt to do something. I'm actually considering doing the character sheets in Photoshop now instead of graphic scale. So it's going to take a bit of swapping around of assets, because this particular character sheet here is a flat one layer image, and obviously I want to set it up so we've got lots of layers, like all the text boxes and that on different layers, so it's editable. Because graphic scale's fine, but I find it can be quite time consuming to do all the resizing and text in graphic scale. So we'll just see. I'm going to just see if it's going to work better. Because it'll just make my job a lot easier in the long run, especially because we've got 11 character sheets to do. It's going to take a bit of time, so we want it to be in as easy a process as possible, ideally. Yeah, since adding the playable character banner thing at the bottom here, it's kind of messed stuff up a bit. So I'm just going to have to sort this out. Because I did do a redesign of the character sheets just a touch very recently. So I've got to layer everything up the same as it is in graphic scale in Photoshop, and it's probably going to take a bit of time to do that, maybe, you know, 20 minutes, half hour or so, maybe longer, but it'll make it the process quicker overall, so I believe it's going to be worth it. Because graphic scale can be a bit fiddly, you know. It can be a little bit of a fiddly one. It's good for creating pixel art though, but not so much when it comes to handling lots of text. So we've sorted that bit out now. Now, of course, not everybody's a playable character. So for those of you that are major and minor NPCs, your banner will be changed to that, which is easy enough to do because we can just do copy and paste the others. I want to just make sure I'm labelling the layers, because otherwise, you know, it'll get super confusing when we get all the layers in. So just cross that off because we don't need the sprites for now. Okay, so we've got the background in now. Yeah, let's get the borders in now. Okay, so we have green, because that was our transparent colour, I believe, in graphics skill. So let's get rid of that, because I'm going to blind you all. Don't want to do that to you. It's not exactly a nice green for the eye to look at. So at least that's gone now. Now, I'm just checking to make sure that this looks good and it's not like pixelated or anything. So that's the original, and this is the new layered one. So yeah, it looks fine. Just like to check, because I don't want to realise after that it messed it up or something. Okay, so yeah, so that is in the position it should be in, I believe. But it's easy enough to make longer. Like, say if someone has a pretty long description, we can just drag it down a bit till, you know, it's how it should be. And it's going to be a lot easier to do that in Photoshop than it is going to be in graphic scale. Have you developed other games? I've not released any other games. So Raindrop Chronicles episode 1 will be my first officially released product, I guess. Because I've worked on other games, but they weren't released because, well, there was a project I worked on in 2015 and it got cancelled out of reasons out of my control. So I don't like thinking about that much anymore, because I always think move on to the future, because you can always make new things rather than get tied up into the past over things that weren't in your control. So yeah, sorry, I'm no worries. It's just one of those things, but it's a question that, you know, it's going to get brought up if someone asks me that, but it doesn't make me upset or mad or anything. It's just something I'm well aware of. But it can be a sad thing, especially when you had high hopes for something, but it's just life and things. And I honestly believe Raindrop Chronicles has you know, like I say, you move on to other things and you can do good things with that instead. What about you, Argo? Are you a dev, or is there anything else that you do? I don't want to find out about you. Okay. Luckily, it's coming out nicely. I was a bit like, oh, will it look as good in Photoshop as graphics card? But it hopefully looks like it will so far. It's more the text I'm wondering about. said I was going to name my layers and I didn't. Right, so I have not developed anything. I have always dreamed of developing a game, but I have absolutely no knowledge of development or computer languages. I'm sure I could learn those things, but I don't have a lot of free time. Yeah, and you know, like, I can relate to that because I'm not, like, I'm no coder myself. Like, in all honesty, that's my weak point with game development. So it's ultimately the reason I decided to use RPG Maker, because it's it's an engine that's probably really good for people who, like me, who aren't coders. And it obviously, I wanted to create a 2D retro style RPG, so that helped it fit as well. And yeah, I'm more of a creator. Like, I'm more creative in terms of ideas, and like, rather than coding and all that. I'm not very talented at that side at all. So yes, you can totally be a developer without being a coder. It might seem like it's an impossibility, but there's, you know, you can. Well, RPG Maker makes it possible. And I'm sure there's other engines out there that aren't too bad to use either. I know that there's Unity, and those kind can be a challenge for newbies, but for sure, I think it's a shame, like, there's so many good storytellers out there, for example, that probably could make amazing games with amazing stories, but they don't have the coding knowledge, and that's a shame if they can't do a game. I don't think, you know, just because you're not a coder that you can't. You can do it. So the next bit, sorry about the green, the bright green. Okay, title 2. Okay, so I'm getting all the template, and obviously Azrael's text will get replaced with like a layered font file. I don't think that's a word, file. You know, a font layer, should I say. But I'm getting it all in position first. It's gonna be way easier though to do the character sheets like this. Way easier. I don't know why I didn't do it like this before. I'm sure I had a reason, and it might come back to haunt me in a bit, and I'll be like, that was the reason I didn't do in Photoshop. But right now, everything seems to be going quite smoothly. We're getting everything in position. Frame. Bio. I think there's only a few more layers. Goal now. I wish you luck in your project. Hope it's big. Thank you, Argo. Well, I super appreciate it. I super appreciate the support you've shown today as well. It means a lot, like for a little creator like me, to get that support. And don't get me wrong, like people here just being here, being in the stream, lurking, chatting, liking my tweets, all that sort of thing, chatting in the Discord, all those little things help and go such a long way too. So I appreciate you guys. Good morning, Goal. Hi, Phoenix. How are you doing today? It's lovely to see you. How are things going? How was your weekend? How did it treat you? Hope you all had a good weekend, guys. But yes, I'll be trying my best, Argo. I'm very lucky that I have a lot of fun doing this. I don't get fed up or bored. Sometimes I wonder why am I such a nerd for this? Because I actually prefer making this game than playing video games. Like when I'm playing video games, I'm sitting there thinking I want to make Raindrop Chronicles instead of playing this game. But that's a good thing. I feel lucky that I have such motivation. I believe in you. You can do it, LOL. Yeah, for sure. But we've been doing good. I mean, I'm pretty happy that. I mean, we've hit that over 500. I mean, 100 mark for streams. We'll be hitting our 150th stream soon, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Okay, so what's next? So we have quite 1, 2, 3. I think we've only got 2 more layers to get in. Okay, so that should be all the cat shit. Okay, so let's have a think here. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to save it first. I'm going to replace all the text we've got here with Photoshop layer text. So that way it'll be super easily editable. That way. And honestly, we'll be completing the character sheets in like a quarter of the time that we would have completed them in before. So although it's taken a bit of time to get this set up, we'll get them done much faster, which will be so nice. Almost all the NPCs I didn't like ended up liking at least a little. Otherwise, I think I've forgotten them. Or we get a chance to whoop them, like in that Chancellor and Chrono Trigger. Yeah, National. That's an interesting answer actually, because it's true. If there's an NPC you don't like out there, it's probably because they weren't that memorable and you just forgot them, you know. So it's an interesting question, because I think it makes you think about those characters that are just so hateable but written so well that you remember them. And sometimes it's interesting to think about that side of things too, and not just the likeable and lovable NPCs, because in every game, RPG and story, you know, it's not just about the lovable ones, it's about those you just want to kill as well, that you're just written in such a good way that you just hate them so much. And I think that's true, that Chancellor and Chrono Trigger. I mean, I've only played Chrono Trigger 1.5 times, and I say half because the first time I never got to finish it properly. But I remember that Chancellor, he was like really annoying. They either do something cool or emotional or get beaten up. How awful. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for your answer, National. I'm trying to still think I ask all these questions and I don't always have an answer, because they're really hard questions, in all honesty. So I appreciate you answering, because it's very inspiring, and I hope to learn a lot from these questions over the week. Okay. It'll help inspire Raindrop Chronicles and all the stuff that we do and decide for that, maybe. Okay, so right, let's get let's get this text replaced. Now, I remember the font used. I don't remember the font size exactly. Here we go. Now it's a bit smaller than that. I think it's maybe that's the size. It is. So, although we're not doing Azrael, because Azrael's already been done a while ago, we're just using him as a template right now, because if we can get all the text in, we can just so easily replace it with the new character names. And Graphic Scale didn't let us do that. We had to delete everything, and it was a pain when I think about it, doing it that way. So I'm gonna much prefer editing in Photoshop. So now let's make sure we get. I'm such a perfectionist person that I like to make sure everything's perfect and that it's literally going to be on top of this perfectly, which is another reason why sometimes I don't fuss over things in the game. Like if someone comes in stream and they're like, that ear doesn't look right, or that, you know, that eye doesn't look right, I'm not going to take everything, like I'm not going to take unsolicited criticism and just do it just because one person in chat said. And also that doesn't mean I'm gonna say no to everything. Sometimes I might be like, oh yeah, actually that is so right, but you know, you're gonna get yourself in a bit of a tizzer, you're in a bit of a mess if you listen to every single bit of advice you get from. So that is kind of why I have it as a rule in the stream, not no unsolicited criticism, because honestly guys, I will ask if I'm like, oh guys, I'm not sure about this one, what do you think? I ask that so much on stream with whatever it is we're doing, whether it's dialogue or something related to the characters like we was doing last week. I will very likely be asking, yeah, what about you, what do you think, chat? So when it comes to feedback and stuff like that, I'm always, but yeah. What's your least favourite NPC? Yeah, I still need to figure that one out. I'm going to have a think about it over the course of the week, because I know for a fact there's loads. They're just not coming up in my head straight away. Yeah, there's definitely some. I know Radovid from The Witcher 3, I hated him. But there's some I hate more. I know there's ones I hate even more than that. I was thinking of Beatrix from Final Fantasy IX. I thought she was so OP and felt bad for the bumbling knight. Turns out she was awesome. He was strong in a different way from her. But I love Beatrix. She is like my waifu of all of Final Fantasy, because she wasn't a very nice person, especially at the start. But she is just so badass, and I think when I was a kid I was just like wow about that more than her personality. But yeah, she changes over the course of the story, and I really like her, and yeah, I like Steiner as well. I think he was quite sweet. So this isn't going to end up looking perfect, I'll say this now. It looks like it's going to be hard to get it, like, you know, 100% accurate to how the original was. But I think as long as it's close, and I think that's close enough, and we're happy. Okay, so the next bit is the feline alley bit. And I think that text is a touch smaller. Just also, it is also dark blue. And that, oh my god, both Beatrix's themes are incredible. The Roses of May one and the battle theme. I was just like, wow, this is badass. I love Beatrix. Did a cosplay of it? Did you? Master Emerald, I want to see. I want to see now. If you got any pics. Okay, so that's sorted. We've got now we've got text that's replaced that. I can delete the old one. So now it's that one. So guys, this is gonna be really make my life so much easier now. I'm reorganizing the character sheets because I'm gonna just be able to whip up your character sheets way faster. It's gonna, like, I was planning on doing 3 character sheets today. I mean, looking at the time now, I don't know if we're gonna be able to, because most of the time I'll be reorganizing this, but I'm pretty sure that on Wednesday's stream we could probably get most of them done, because this way of organising, it's just way better. Final Fantasy 9 is probably my favourite Final Fantasy, but I didn't really get into Final Fantasy until 7, so I missed out on all the other favourites, which is 6. Argo, I'm in the same position. Are we twins? But yes, 7 was my first, because I was a 90s child. Like, I was very young when 7 came out. I was 8 years old. So I wouldn't have really been able to appreciate 6 and the earlier ones, because I would have been way too young to really, you know, appreciate them. But 7, I'd say I was old enough by that point to like think, yeah, I like this, because I was obsessed with 7. I love 7 original. I love 8 and 9 and 10 as well. All those golden era Final Fantasies I was really in love with. Beatrix put her faith in Alexandria above all else. At the beginning, that meant putting her faith in Queen Bran. Once Bran, is that how you say it, Bran? Because I feel like that's not the proper way of pronouncing her name. But I always, growing up, I said all the names wrong. because, and they've stuck as well. Some of the way I pronounce some of the names was just laughable. And I still say it. I used to think Midgar was Midjar, because I said the wrong G. I said, just silly. I was a silly kid. Beatrix adjusted to follow suit. Yeah, she was bound to duty, wasn't she? She thought she was doing the right thing, which is very admirable. She just didn't realise what it was really, how corrupt it all was. And once she did, Beatrix was a good person. She did the right thing in the end. Have you played 7 Remake yet? I have. I got it on release, and I haven't completed it yet. I do know how it ends, though. I'm not going to give spoilers to chat, of course. And I think knowing how it ends has kind of stopped me from playing it. Don't get me wrong, parts of it are really good, but I'm really like in love with the original, and it makes it really hard for me to I mean, I definitely had high hopes for the remake, and from what I'm aware, it has some really good reviews and scores, so I'm really happy for it and the fans. But I had a lot of mixed feelings about it all in all. Like, some parts of me thought, oh yeah, this is really good, and I loved what they did with it in parts, but there's other parts that I was like, yeah, no, you know. So very mixed feelings for me, but I'm really happy for the people that enjoyed it though. Thanks for no spoilers. Yeah, I won't be spoiling, of course. I'll never do that to you guys. I'll keep my mouth shut. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. What I've said now is all I'm gonna say. I still haven't finished it. I always say Bran the way you do. I stuck it in translate and gave it a pleasant Brana, yeah. I just think that's how the way it's there, written, sounds like it's that, but, you know, some words can be completely different. I still haven't finished it. Haven't you, Moon? Yeah. It's, I'm going to get round to it eventually because I need to, but I find I was getting a bit salty when I was playing it. I was like, well, what's going on here? I'm just a silly. But yeah, it's good. It's good. I kind of had other expectations for it, I guess, and it didn't meet them. But honestly, a lot of people have got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Like, I know of people who have played it who absolutely love it. So don't let what I'm saying put you off or make you think, oh no, like, you know, this is just me here. I'm just one person with one opinion. At this rate, I think even Rex will finish it before me, maybe. Do you think you've given up, Moon? Is there a reason? I think Beatrix was the year my camera acted up. I'll have to put it on again sometime and show you then. Oh no! Oh, honestly, I would have loved to seen pickies, but sometimes, you know, there's not always pickies, but maybe we can do it again one day. But yeah, cosplaying's very time consuming and very expensive. I would do it more if I wasn't developing a game, but it's just a very expensive hobby if you want to take it to the next level. Okay, where was I with this? Because I forgot. Okay, we was doing the small text here. Is Final Fantasy IX music playing now? Chat, 'cause I can kind of hear it a little bit through my earphones. It is, isn't it, as well? That's Final Fantasy IX music. What a coincidence. Finding it hard to pick up the game again. Being away from the game for too long and now there are other things occupying my mind. Yeah, that's understandable, Moon. Like, I got it on release. I played it on release and I played it solid for about 4 or 5 days. And then I haven't picked it up since. And honestly, it's because of life and busyness and stuff. It just... and I play Animal Crossing sometimes, but that's so much more of a game you can pick up for 20 minutes and then put down again. But with RPGs, you know, you have to have at least a couple of hours on this to put into that. Okay, so is that the size? Nope, I don't think it is. Looks a bit deformed. 24? Yeah, I think that's the one. I hope that Asriel is honoured that I'm using his character sheet as a template. So I think it needs to be a little bit wider. Did I miss? Yeah, I missed a period. I like to make sure the character sheets are consistent, you know. Don't want some of them looking totally different to each other. There we go. I think that's good. So delete that now. So it's going to be so easy, you guys. This is an example. I can like literally just replace the text with Master Emerald now and all her information, and that's what I'm going to do with all this too. Make every single text editable, because guys, it wasn't like that in Graphics Gal. I'll give you an example of how things that have been edited in there. Like, it was flat, so I couldn't like highlight the text and edit it. Before, I'd have to literally open up a text box like this, and have to like manually resize and edit the text, and that could take forever, you know. So I'm just very happy that we're doing it like this now. You gotta be smart. Standing on the mannequin in the corner of my room because it needs some work, because I've lost weight since the last time I wore it. Oh, well, yeah, I would love to see it, just so you know, but no pressure at all. Like, no pressure. But if you ever get round to doing it one day. Just know that I want to see those pics. Starts right up in chat by throwing up to cocktail. How dare you, Kia? as long as you're throwing like chocolate and sweets, then that's perfect. We won't mind that. Julian, how are you doing? It's good to see you, Julian. How are things? Are you playing Animal Crossing, Julian? I could imagine that you would be. Maybe because there's a character in Animal Crossing called Julian, so it makes me think of you. Right, so next bit. Right, so we'll do the goal section. So guys, this text replacement stuff is, yeah, it's probably going to take the bulk of the stream now, but I don't care because we're going to get all the character sheets done so much faster on Wednesday. I'm pretty confident we could get like over half of them done on Wednesday, and then Friday we'll get the other half done. Woo! I have it, but I'm not playing it too much. Oh my god, look at that emote. Rolled is my favourite of all the villages in Animal Crossing, so that is like the best emote I've ever seen. Like, I want him. I'm hunting those islands for him. Also, I just want to talk about Animal Crossing a bit. Like, I didn't think it would be my sort of game, chat, but because I'm an RPG girl, I'm not really one for the sandbox stuff as much, but Animal Crossing, its characters, the way they do them, it's so charming. Their designs are so unique, and I'm honestly really impressed with how alive they've made the island. It's very inspiring. It kind of makes me wish that there's a way I can do that in RPG Maker with the NPCs. Is that the right size? I believe so. Okay. So yeah, it's not 100% aligned properly. Like, let me just hide graphics scale because we haven't got Photoshop. It's not aligned properly, but you know, you can't like be fussy sometimes. But it kind of still looks very close. Because there's not much more flexibility than that, I don't think. Like, you can only like... Let me just try something. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's a cult fact, yeah. Are you getting the rare drops, Chewy? You're getting there. It is. There's a big obsession surrounding it, and at first I was kind of like, oh, it's just one of those games. It's just the hype. It's just one of those trends, you know, that's kind of what, because I can be a bit of a skeptic like that, but when I finally did play it, I was like, I can actually see the appeal. I think it's just the characters for me, in all honesty, that draws me in. I'm not so much like into the whole island shenanigans with building your island as much. It's just the characters I love. Because I like goofy, cute characters, you know. Carol the Barrel. Right, so we got that in. We also have this bit of text here to get in. So I think that's Georgia. I think it's Georgia. We'll soon know. It is. I know my fonts. It's Final Fantasy VIII music now. You know, the volume's on so low for me. I'm only hearing it through my headphones, and I still know exactly what it is. Yeah, I think it just needs to be on 0. In all honesty, that fits perfectly. Like, that does. Helping. And, yeah, I know my keyboard's a bit loud, chat. I just hope it's ASMR to you. People have come in saying, yeah, this is ASMR. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad. Because I do get a bit loud on the keyboard sometimes. No, keyboards are winning keyboards. I have like these super cheap keyboards, so that doesn't help. The fact it's super cheap, but honestly, I can't. You know, I'm not one with loads of money in my bank to throw on equipment, so yeah. But I'm just glad you like it's ASMR. Maybe I've never found keyboards ASMR, but I don't really find anything ASMR. If I'm honest, I like silence and music. Erase. I can't even see what it said. Erase one terrible deed in my past. So I just want to get that text in just so it's there, so we can align it all properly. Because when we replace it with the new character sheets, we want to make sure it's, you know, consistent. Now, I don't think we're gonna get that to be exact. But I think that's good enough. We don't have to get like ridiculous about fussiness when it comes to this. Okay, so I can delete that now. So we've done this, that, this, we're here now. And we don't need to change the text of that bit because that'll never need changing. These bits will though. No, I like that emote combination, Julian. Yeah, imagine if people like had a fetish for keyboards. That would be unusual, wouldn't it? I like my fans quiet on my keyboard size. There was a stream that was literally only keyboard and great music. The person would program up a storm. That's cool. Well, I'm glad you like them loud, because I had someone come in once being like, your keyboard is way too loud, but they said it in a not a good way. And I was like, well, you know, what do I type a lot? And I just was like, yeah, sorry. But then I realised it's ASMR for most of my community, so it doesn't matter what that person said. Like, he's the only one. Most people absolutely love the keyboard noise. Keyboards are beautiful. Okay, excuse me, can you perhaps type with your mind, maybe touch quieter than that even? I know. I kind of was like, dude, if you don't like the keyboard, then this ain't the stream for you. This is a keyboard ASMR stream. I should put, if I had room in my title, I might do that for jokes. I might even add the tag, if it let me. Imagine if there was a Twitch tag, keyboard ASMR. Would totally fit here. Are you objectifying my keyboard? Next April the 1st. Yeah, if only it wasn't a full April Fool's. I want it to be real. Hi Tatsu, how you doing? My goodness. Number 2, going strong. You're doing super, shockingly awesome with those raindrops, Tatsu. Look at that. Tetsu now could be a Raindrop Chronicles character. Like, how many times over? 22 times over. So that just proves that you could, if I did raise it to 1,000, it's very possible. Tetsu's proved it. Even if it was 1,000 raindrops, Tetsu would still be able to make 11 characters. And now, just so you know, guys, that's a joke. Just because you've got like loads of raindrop doesn't mean you can make dozens of characters. It's still one per person. Still only one character per person. Doing okay yourself? I'm doing great, Tetsu. I've had a nice chill, chatty, awesome people stream today. So all is good. I would be a raindrops character, but the form wouldn't load on my phone. Oh, wouldn't it? Oh no. Wouldn't it load? Do you have any other devices, Tetsu? Yeah, that's unfortunate. What about the website one? Because we've recently changed it from Google Forms to the website. Maybe that one's better. Wow, you have so many raindrops. That's pretty awesome. LOL. Yeah. So it just shows. I mean, Tetsu has been in the community for a long time, so that also helps gather the raindrops. But you know, it's not impossible. Is all. It just proves to. I think that you can easily get 1,000 raindrops from being a regular for a couple of months or a few, maybe. My computer died, I'll try. Yeah, for sure. But of course, Tetsu, like, there's no rush. Like, even if you're filling a character form in 6 months, there'll still be a space for you. These characters, a lot of them will just be sitting there waiting for a long time before they're inserted into the game anyway. because I have the attitude of I don't want to just put them in for the sake of it, just to rush getting them in for the sake of like making people happy. I mean, of course I want to make you guys happy and I want you to see your characters, but it's all about the quality. Like, I want to keep that quality up, so I'm not going to just be like, yeah, let's open an arena and just make all the NPCs fight each other. That'll do. I want them to have proper character arcs, you know, yeah, and be introduced at the suitable time. I've already gotten 20, so it doesn't seem that daunting, honestly. Yeah, also, you know, it's just because, like, I think it's probably me in my head, because I always think if I'm going to raise that raindrop amount, it could, what's the word? It could not frighten, but, you know, it could scare off people, new people, from being involved. And I wouldn't want that. I want new people to feel encouraged to get involved and get those raindrops and make a character too. So of course I don't want to feel people are scared off and then no new people ever come to ever hang out. But at the same time, I'd want to make sure we're not getting them coming in left, right and centre. You know, it's got to be the special ones, those of you that have really stuck around and shown your keenness for the project, and that those are the peeps that ultimately deserve to be a character in a game. You guys want to feel rewarded for having a character. You don't want to just be one of hundreds of people. You want to feel special, and really, I guess the higher the raindrop count is, the requirement, the more special it is. Intimidating, yeah, I suppose that's a word as well, we could say. So where are we on this now? Right, so we were going to edit these. And I think, honestly, I think that's the same text as this. So we could just literally... I don't know what was going through my head before and why I didn't do this way in the first place. Because, wow. This is just way easier that it's actually funny. I'm so excited to see all you new characters on the sheets though, because it's one thing seeing their sprite done and their face, but you know, when you've got the character sheet, you get to like get a whole idea of that character. You get to know their personality, their everything. Well, not everything, because the character sheet's still somewhat limited. Because we still like to keep it short enough. We don't want it being like going on forever, but you know, you can get an idea of the character much better, and they're fun to read. But yeah, just for those of you that are hanging out here for the first time today, just want to make sure that you're aware of my YouTube channel, because that's where all the stuff gets posted, all the real important stuff, like the Story So Far series. When it gets going, we'll have a whole like little series there of those videos, so you can all keep up on the main story of the game. But we'll be having loads of stuff like sneak peeks and more lore discussions as well over time, whenever there's a an ideal time for me to make another lore video that's relevant to where we are in the game at the moment, I will. Because right now, the barrel one, the sentience of the objects, was really the only one we needed to do right now. Because that's the only lore we've really set in stone. And that's relevant to where we actually are with the second main story quest. We kind of get to know Carol a little bit better in that second main quest. We met her in the first one, but she's the first person that officially talks in the entire game. So, you know, we meet her straight away, really, as soon as we made our custom hero. But we just get to know her a little bit more, and it's very important that we really find out that backstory and why Barrel's even are alive, you know. Subbed, yay, thank you, Argo, appreciate that. So yeah, if any of you guys are super intrigued, you'd like to know more, get a bit more insight onto what actually has been confirmed in the game so far, that's the place to be. And yeah, I like to keep the game mostly very open, and improvise, like not decide too much, especially stuff later on that's not in the current zone or in region. But eventually, yes, lore will be set in stone, and the community, it helps, I think, to have videos to show you guys what all that's about, because otherwise people will be clueless and not even know what the hell it's all about. Right, so I think got that there twice. Cautious, so that should be open-minded. Open, I've spelled that wrong. There you go. So it's just gonna, I should probably group these actually. I'm gonna group them in a folder and call them personality, because it's gonna just be so much easier to edit those as well. Now we've done it this way. So I think we've done most of it. We just got these bits, so right, which really is just the same text as what's in the bio here, the same style, same size. I think it's just white instead of dark. So hello, hi Rex. Oh my goodness, so sorry for the super delayed hello. I've been distracted. How are you doing? How is your day going? So all those characters at the bottom are people in the community that have made their character sheet, right? Yes, that's correct. If you've been on the characters section on the website, you'll have probably recognised some of the faces, but yes, they're all the community characters in the game. What I'm thinking of doing on the next update actually is making it a bit clearer which characters on the site are community characters and which ones are non-community characters, because all those barrels you see and those containers and they're like non-community characters. They were just created by us out of pure creativity. Someone here had the idea of a talking barrel, and it seemed ridiculous at first, but we went with it because we was like, that's actually, you know, really wacky and could be really cool, and we went with it, and I don't regret it for a second, because everyone loves Carol the Barrel now, and we ended up building a whole family of them. And so they're non-community characters, because barrels aren't a race in the game. They're like brought to life by magic, so you can't actually create any barrels as community characters. Only one of the 8 races. Though some people have started to go off into sub-races, but most people will be one of the 8 races. So I was kind of thinking, yeah, maybe putting sort of icon there or something to show who's a community character and who isn't on the website. But yes, in answer to your question, these are all the folks, well, the people who are in stream today, that is. If you're not hanging out in the stream, you won't be on there. It's only the folks that are actually in the stream right now that are there. And the names above the heads as well. I'm doing okay today. I'm just sleepy. Oh no, we're still sleepy. Did you have a dodgy sleep? And chat, Careless Rex is my SO, for those that happen to not know. He has the most raindrops. He has even more than Tetsu Rose, believe it or not. Crazy. Okay. Need to put this left aligned, that's it. Okay, so I think, yeah, this bit's going to be a bit time consuming, because I'm going to be a bit of a perfectionist and literally write it word for word. Because what I'm doing, guys, in case you're just popping in, I'm redoing the whole character sheet stuff. I've switched the program from Graphicscale to Photoshop, because it's just going to be way easier, like way easier to edit. It's mainly the edit. I want to have editable text. And this way, you know, I say I can just change Azrael's names to Masked Emerald in 2 seconds. And all this information here can be changed to what Masked Emerald has put in the character sheet in like 2 seconds. Whereas on Graphicscale, that just editing all this, just the names, would have taken me like 5 to 10 minutes, because it's not editable text. I have to directly insert new text, so it's just gonna save me so much time, and I'm very glad I'm doing it this way now. And I think knowing how many character sheets I've got to do has like inspired me to do this. But now at least, Rex, I'm gunning for you. Yeah, Rexy is, oh my god, my favourite Final Fantasy song. Oh, is it Terra's theme? I can kind of hear it a little bit. What's that emo? Rexy is what? Oh, number 1, that's it. I see now. He's number 1. Well, I have to step up again. Oh no, Tetsu. If you'd have not warned him, you might have had a chance. But but now he's gonna especially. We'll see, won't we? But I just want you to know I appreciate you both, no matter who's number 1. Okay? I just appreciate all the lurking that anybody's done for me, because all streamers need their lurkers. That's a fact. If I didn't have my lurkers, I'd be sitting there at the bottom of the directory and no one would ever find out about this project. So You know, it means a lot to me. Argo probably never would have found me today, would you? If it wasn't for my awesome community. Although I do believe Twitch's recommendations list has been pretty good lately, even for lower viewer streamers. Right, so I'm trying to get this right, because I kind of want it to be as close as possible to how the text was before. There we go. I think that'll do. It's not 100% accurate, but it will do. And I don't think I'm going to type in the text word for word, guys. I'm not that crazy. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. And put them all here. But I am going to make sure that it goes to the second line, and in the gapping, the spacing, should I say, is okay. No, but your title definitely stuck out. Oh, did it? Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you like the title was appealing, because I have been experimenting with the title a bit, like trying to get the right title. And I think the one I've got now works quite good. I think it sums up what we do here as good as we can get, really. And it fits it all into a short little enough space so that people can see and it doesn't get chopped off. Did we have a little bit of lag then? We don't usually get lag on my stream, so it's a bit strange when it does happen. There's no drop flames or anything, so I don't think it was that. Maybe it was just a weird glitch. But it seems fine now. Okay. So what I am going to do is just copy and paste that bit. Yeah, I think that alignment is fine. As for the questions, sometimes they change depending on if it's a playable character or NPC, so I might need to change those. But then that's the last bit. Everything is editable then, which will be great. So we can, first thing on Wednesday's stream, we're going to get straight into it. No hold ups. We will get straight in there, get those character sheets filled in from Fantasia down to the lowest, we'll say. I've got a rumbly tummy. Okay, so what text is that then? So we haven't put that one in yet. What type? Yes, I think that this is it. I don't know if that's the size. Yeah, this is the size. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I'm just going to fill in these questions, because the questions do change based on whether you're a playable character, an major or minor NPC. So really I want to make sure these are editable. So really the only hard job now we've redone the character sheets, the only difficult job will be, well, it's not really that difficult, more time consuming. The only time consuming job will be just making it bigger, like the canvas, making it longer for those that have put in more information. And literally that is nothing now that we've made the text layers editable. That would have only been a hassle with how things were in graphic scale. It did just make things a little bit extra time consuming. Do you have a rumbly tummy for honey? I have a rumbly tummy for chocolate. That's a lie. I need something substantial. Chocolate's not. I do have to have proper food, because chocolate's great and all, but it's not the most enjoyable when you're starving. I don't know what it is for dinner, because I'm kind of very lucky that my family, I'm living with my family at the most still. You gotta when you're a starving artist. I'm living with my family, and I'm very lucky that they adore cooking, especially my dad. Like, so they just do it and I just eat it. Just saves me a little bit of time as well, having to make food myself, because if I had to make my dinner myself, then yeah, I'd probably have to shorten the streams a bit for that. So yay, more time to hang out with you guys. Not me, but I'm Thumpy. Hi Rumble, how are you doing? Your name's Rumble, isn't it? The blue definitely merges with the dark mode I have, but I see that your name's actually green now on the chat overlay, but it's blue on Twitch. How weird is Twitch sometimes with the colours? But welcome to the stream. I like your name, Rumble Thumps. That's a coincidence. I was talking about a rumbly tummy, and then Rumble comes in. I must have powers. I summoned you. Okay, so that I think is fine now. So I'm going to delete that as well. Right, so I'm just going to tidy things up a bit so it's all organised. Lock the background layers as well, because there's nothing worse than when you drag the background accidentally. In fact, a few of these could be locked. The logo could be as well. But sometimes I might have to move them though, if we have some with bigger character sheets. The text layers aren't in the right order at the moment, so I'm just fixing them because Otherwise it's going to get confusing if things aren't in the right order. I've always found this music from Final Fantasy VII pretty chill. The way it is right now, it's very The Shining of the character bio. I'm just really excited to get them in. And I kind of knew that today we wouldn't really get many done, because I knew today was more about getting you guys put into the stream avatars, and I had a feeling that I was going to redo the character sheet as well, because I just want to make it easier on myself, because it's not very exciting when you know you haven't got editable text layers. It's just so relieving now. And I'm actually way more excited. So that needs to be moved there. So there's a bit of a gap there, and that's because in Azrael's character sheet he had quite a bit of info there. So obviously everybody's different when they're filling the character sheets in. Some people put really long bios, other people put short bios, some put no bio at all because it's optional. It's an optional field. It's basically tell us a bit about your character if you wish. So everybody, even these bits, some have filled in loads, some have just filled in a couple of words or a short sentence. So for that reason as well, it's going to just be so much easier, like just being able to drag it down a bit rather than how it was in graphic scale. I don't know how I coped for so long. And I think it just didn't seem as noticeable, that other method with graphic scale before, because I was doing all the character sheets more slowly, like rather than in bulk. I was doing them spread out over time, whereas now I have 11 in one go to do. So it's made me think, okay, how am I going to do this in the most effective way? But yeah, I think we are now. Let's get that saved because we don't want to lose that information. And we'll be able to put the sheet, the sprites and the face straight in here if we weren't able to in graphic scale. But there was one other thing I want to do. Where's the PSD file for this? Yeah, I'm after a PSD file of the actual avatar with the banner, because that is something we need. But there's a few little bits of or just a few tiny bits to do, like the banner. I mean, we've just got the playable character banner there, but I want to get in the other 2 banners as well. So we can easily switch them based on the character sheet who we're doing it for, without too much fuss. And the only other thing is, yeah, getting this frame with the banner. So I just get confused because I've got so many files and folders, but it's there somewhere. Because I've got the PNG files, for example. Let's get mine open here. But I want the PSD because then the text will be editable. But I could always just do it this way. So we don't need the vampire bit because that's exclusively for the website to tell people that she's a vampire. Because we're already gonna have it in the title anyway, and I've got just I think that's it. Yeah, just deleting parts I shouldn't have. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I'm gonna have to look at the old character sheet and compare. Well, the ones on the website, but we'll fix it. And we'll just delete Rose's face though, and fill it in with that background colour. And then we'll just put on whoever we're doing on top. It's a pretty section. I like the layout a lot. Yeah, it's super pretty. It was like one of the first things I designed for this project, along with the logo. Very early days of Raindrop Chronicles, before Carol the Barrel even existed. And those days are very hard to imagine because it feels like there was no Raindrop Chronicles before Carol the Barrel. But yes, okay, so the character sheets, I'm really glad we've got a layered text editable PSD now. It's going to make everything way more easier. We're going to get the character sheets done way more easier as well. So yes, we still, if anyone wants a peek at our Trello, feel free to. I'm ticking off what we've done, so as we go through the character sheets one by one, I'll tick them off so I remember who I've done. And yes, still got to put a couple of guys into stream avatars, but that can just be done off stream once I get their approval and once I've finished Neffels as well. And then it's just literally just character sheets. Hello, Carol took over the whole game and she was born from a typo or from poor grammar. It was silent and lost. Silent and lost. You know, Rex, he's one of your Bessie friends. Would never have poor grammar. Never. But yeah, it was from a typo. Carol was born from a typo. She was born from a typo, and then we were like, hang on a minute. A talking barrel? That would be so cool. And it was just impossible not to go for that. More like silent and genius. Hi Naz. And also bye Rose, because I'm sure it's about that time to close up. Yes, it is, guys. So we are gonna, who wants to come for a raid, guys? I've got this PSD file saved. So first thing on Wednesday, next stream. We stream on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Chat same time every day. So we'll be back on Wednesday. And first thing, we're gonna just get straight into it. And the goal is gonna is going to be, we'll see how many character sheets we can get done. But whatever we don't do, whoever we don't do, we'll be finishing on Friday as well, because I've kind of wanted to dedicate the whole week to character sheets and getting them all done so we can get that big massive job out the way. And then next week we're going to get back into the game development, and we will very likely be doing starting the battle stuff. Well, continuing the battle stuff, should I say, because we did make a start on it a while ago. I'll join, yay, exclamation mark raid chat. So you can come in, you can say hello, and we're gonna go say hi to a super friendly, lovely person. Kate is online. Katie Peters, she's playing, I think she's going to be playing Animal Crossing. I'm not 100% sure because she's in just chatting at the moment. So there we go. But she, honestly, if you don't know her, and if anyone here doesn't know her, you should get to know her because she's super nice. And I will see you all on Wednesday. You're all awesome. Take care, everybody.